Mixed by Gold.
Hey y'all, we are back at Table Talk 216. I'm Jai.
I'm Ray. Where we bringing it to the table?
And we're going to leave it at the table.
You hear me?
So today we are going to talk about hurt versus broken, the difference between the two in our eyes, in our opinion, and how to move forward, how to heal from being hurt and or broken, and how to restore those feelings when you are hurt and broken.
What's the difference between hurt and broken? Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't be knowing for real. Like,
so hurt is like mental or emotional pain.
right.
Being broken is when you are...
You just tired. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this shit.
Like hurt, I mean, broken is when you are not, when you are damaged to the point of no return almost.
Yeah.
When you're damaged to the point of no return. So, you know, somebody can hurt your feelings by telling you, I don't like your outfit you got on. I don't like your hair. No, I would never. No, you look good. No,
that
no.
hurt me.
Somebody can hurt you by telling you.
Can I ask you a question though?
Yes.
Somebody on the live just said, can they hurt and broken? Is that even possible? Can
So
you
it
be
is
hurt
possible
and broken at the same time?
It is possible to be hurt and broken, but in my opinion,
right.
when you can come back from that hurt.
But which one come first though?
You hurt before you broken. Hurt is literally hurt is just being, you know, in pain.
Right.
It's just that physical or that emotional or that mental pain. But being broken is like when somebody digs into it, like dig. When it's just like dig and then twisting. Like if somebody stab you in the back with a knife, if they leave the knife in there, you know, it's gonna stay in there. You can still walk away, get to the hospital and everything. But if somebody stab you,
the pain's still there.
Yes, but if somebody stab you in the back with a knife and they take it out, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna collapse right there. Yeah, so you know, I feel like it's definitely a difference between being hurt and being broken. Like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like it's a difference?
I definitely feel like it's a difference between hurt and broken. Like, I would say I've been hurt more than I've been broken. If you really a strong person, I mean, don't get me wrong, the strongest people get broke. I feel like I'm so strong that it takes a lot to break me. But I definitely been hurt, like especially when it comes to like relationships and friendships and stuff like that. Like I talked about previously on the show, I had a situation where I had a friend who I felt like I was really in his best interest trying to uplift him as a friend, as a brother, because I treat all my friends like we family, like they came on my mom. You feel me? But when it all came down to it, it's like he took me giving him constructive criticism and trying to uplift him as me trying to downplay him. In return, did this man really physically, not only physically tried to hurt me, but mentally hurt me. And damn, now that I think about it, like it kind of broke me when the way I look at friendships. So it's like, damn, like, you know, so it's a big difference. And I definitely was hurt before I was broke on a situation. But it's like, man, that hurt be crazy. And
what you're describing, honestly, what you are describing is betrayal too. I don't know if, you know, a lot of people know, but there is a such thing as post-betrayal syndrome. Right. You know, it's basically like you being broken from being betrayed and not being able to, you know, come back from that, not knowing how to come back from that. There are 4 different types. I think I read it's like 4 different types of post betrayal syndrome. I think it's relationships, it's friendships, it's institutional. I want to say that has to do like with jobs and stuff like that. Right. And then there's parents, you know, parenting. Right. So you have betrayal from your parents, then you have betrayal from relationships. Those are 2 different betrayals. You're going to have 2 different, you know, outcomes. You're going to have 2 different.
I was just about to say, like, I feel like me personally, the most hurt I ever got was from family. Yep. Like family, like, and that's just because like I'm real big on family. Yeah. So like a lot of stuff that happened in my life with my family, like betraying me, it kind of like hurt me and broke me at the same time.
When you are grieving from betrayal versus any other type of damage or any type of other grief, like it's very different because a lot of times we don't see betrayal coming. We don't see it coming, so we don't have our guard up.
And it be from the people you love the most.
Yeah, we don't have our guard up, so you don't see it coming. Sure. So if you trust in somebody and if you got your faith in somebody and you love a lot of the people, you know, we're betrayed by, we love. Right. If you trust in somebody, you don't have that guard up to be able to even protect yourself from that betrayal. Right. That's why it's just so personal when you are betrayed by friends, by parents. Let's talk about ways, you know, that parents can betray their kids, or ways that you want to start with the kids first, or you want to start with, you know, friends.
Before we get on that, I was going to ask you, do you feel like you could come back from being hurt from somebody, like say like a significant other hurt you, or or a family member or somebody really close to you hurt you or maybe even broke you. They might have did both. Do you feel like you can come back from that? Do you feel like you can really forgive somebody from doing that?
So I do feel like you can. This is just my opinion, y'all. But I do feel like you can come back from being hurt. The only reason why I don't feel like it's impossible to come back from being broken. I just feel like it's very hard because once a person, breaks you or once something breaks you, it gets into your mind. And that's where I was going to go into talking about lying versus manipulation. I don't know if a lot of people know there's a difference. I actually made a post about this maybe a year and a half ago. And I actually put a poll up and I said, what do y'all think is worse? Do y'all think lying is worse or a manipulator? I just wanted to see how people felt about it because a lot of people don't realize that there's a difference.
Manipulator.
Yes, because
definitely
a manipulator, a liar, you got a lot of people that lie. You got kids that lie just to lie because they just don't want to get in trouble or just to lie because. But you have manipulators, they try to get into your mind. That's where
they try to get into
your brain. Yeah, they prey on your weakness. They prey on what they do know. You know what I'm saying? Are your triggers or what they do know are your weaknesses or however, whatever. Manipulation is so much different because, like I said, they get into your mind and they try to eventually change the way that you think so that they'll have you feeling like what you say is or how you feel is invalid. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because or what they're doing is in what is the word I'm looking for? Not response, but what I'm doing this is always I'm doing this because of you. I'm always doing this because of what you did. You know what I'm saying? It's never them acknowledging, okay, I could have did this different. I could have did this different.
No type of accountability.
Yes. So manipulation to me, I feel like that's where you start to break a person. Right. That's where you start to break a person. And this is not just relationships. This is friendships too. Like friendships, this is at jobs. Like I read something that said the institutional, trauma comes from jobs when you're supposed to be representing one thing, but, they're defending but they're representing another, or however, I don't even want to speak on it because I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's different types of betrayal and the manipulation and the lying that comes that goes along with betrayal and being broken and everything. I feel like that's why it's so much easier to come back from being hurt than it is to come back from being broken. You got to think about it like this because I love analogies.
Yeah, we know.
Say you go and you running right now, and you running a marathon, you running, and you fall on the ground and you scrape your knee. You hurt your knee. You just hurt it. It's going to heal. It's going to heal on its own. It's going to heal over time. You're going to put some Aquaphor something on it and it's going to heal. But if you running in that marathon and you break that leg or you tear what is it when the dudes in sports like what they tear their ACL, stuff like that, you do something like that, it might not never be the same again.
Okay, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick. Okay, but just like when you hurt yourself it can heal, when you broken you can heal too. Yeah, but I will say this: when you broken, you don't heal the same
as fast, and you don't heal the same
as fast, and you don't heal the same.
And that's the definition of being broken: not ever being able to be back the way that you are. Yes, damage to the point where you're not able to be back. You know what I'm saying, to the person that you were before.
And that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you that question. Do you feel like that you personally? Do you feel like that you can come back from somebody breaking you down? You feel what I'm saying? Do you feel
can
like
come back, but 9 times out of 10, it's either gonna want to do one of two things. It's either gonna make you stronger or it's gonna turn you into a monster.
Okay, I agree with that.
It's either gonna do one of the two things.
I can't. If somebody break me, like I can't. I don't know. I can't come back from being broke. I can heal from being broke. I've healed from being broke, but I would never look at you the same after you broke me because I feel like when you break somebody down, to me that's personal. You purposely break people down.
But you're saying you would never deal with them the same. You would never look at them the same. But can you say that you would never deal with that person? You can't say that. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to. I can't say that, but you don't have to deal with that person the same.
That's how toxic relationships
form. That is exactly, yes.
Whether it be relationships, friendships, whatever, even with family. You feel what I'm saying? That's how that. Because you always gonna have. That's where resentment come in. Because regardless of you being broken, but damn, honestly, if you resent somebody, did you ever really heal in the first place? Yep. Because in order to heal, you have to be able to let it all go. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, to keep going and stuff like that. But honestly, you got to know yourself. And that's what it's all about. That's all with it. That's when it comes back to what I be talking about. You got to really be in tune with your emotions and stuff like that. Because a person like me, once you break me, that's it for me. Like, I can't come back. Because if I do come back, I'm coming back with a vendetta. I got too much of a pride issue. So I'm going to come back with no matter what you did to me, it's like, I don't trust you. I'm never going to trust you. And we just never been cool. And I ain't going to lie, over time, when I was younger, I did come back with a vendetta. I did come back with the sole intention to make you feel like I feel. But now that I'm older, just like my friendship that I was talking about, that dude apologized to me. He apologized to me. He was like, man, I just want to rekindle our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I messed up and everything and that. I felt like that I was the bigger person. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. I straight up told him and I said, I love you. I'll never be cool with you though, ever again. Like, but that's because I know how I am. So I know like I can never be cool with you off of what you did. Like there's no coming. It's a certain line that you cross before you be like, okay, we can't go back over that line. Like we never will be cool again. He crossed that line. You know what I'm saying? So like I was like knowing myself, I'm like I can't be cool with you because you broke me down to the point where like I don't even love you the same. I love you and I got love for you, but I don't love you the same how I loved you before. Cause now it's almost like I'm scared that you would do it again. It's almost like I got a fear for what you would do.
So I'm glad that you're saying that because what you're talking about is a friendship. And, you know, I love that you even mentioned that. No, to answer your question, because you said you can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I think you did the right thing. I think that you were not supposed to be, you know, cool with him no more. I think that you were supposed to just go your separate ways with him because that's how, just like toxic relationships end up, that's how toxic friendships end up. And if you don't genuinely, you know, have that love that you once had for him, it's no telling how you could have, you know, you don't want to think of yourself as a shiesty person or this type of person, but when you don't trust somebody and when you don't got the same love for them, it's really no measures to what you would do to that person.
It's no measures
and it's none. So that's why, and I was talking to you about this earlier, I was telling you, so many people are good people, but are turned into monsters and turned into demons because of the betrayal that they have faced and because of the stuff that they have been through and the guard that they have up. And that's why, you know, a lot of us got to learn how to, you know, pick our hands. We got to learn how to either say, I want to get through this with this person. I want to forgive. That's a big thing too, like forgiving it. You don't have to, you know, forgive everybody, but if you're not going to forgive somebody, then just let it go. Like you got to go your different ways. Like I said, just go with relationships and friendships.
Forgiveness off of I think that's a maturity thing.
It is, and it goes with healing too, like the healing process. We'll talk about that, you know, in a minute. But the forgiveness, you have to, you know, forgive people because if you just say, I'm gonna take you back, or I'm gonna let you back in my space, but you really don't forgive that person, you are gonna be the only one that's gonna be suffering, and you're gonna look up, everybody know you as this good person, but you will turn yourself and that other person into a monster. You'll turn, you know what I'm saying, you'll turn the whole situation into just a whole toxic mess. And that's what I was telling you before when I was, you know, talking to you about past situations with me. Like it's better to just go your separate way from a person and just to be honest, you know, than to just, that's even with I have seen so many people have relationships with their parents and have toxic relationships with their parents just to be able to say, I have a relationship with my father. I have a relationship with my mother. And the relationship is so toxic and it's so bad and it's so just draining and just harsh, you know, on both of their lives, but they continue to have these relationships just to say, I have a relationship with my parents. Not realizing, you know, a lot of people have so much anger and so much animosity, you know, and hidden agendas and stuff like that towards their parents for the ways they treated them when they were younger. When you can tell your parent how you feel, you know, you can be at peace and you can kind of, you know, walk away. But to me, I feel like, I'm gonna take that back. I feel like that is my opinion. That's my way of thinking of it. That's easier said than done.
No, I feel what you're saying, and like also just like you were saying, like I feel like a lot of people too, a lot of people are scared to heal. I'm only saying that, I'm speaking from experience. I've been in the position where I've been scared to heal and scared to move on. As we, you know, we have our talks. You feel me? So like I've been scared to move on and scared to heal, which has caused me to be broken. See, I feel like when it comes to people being hurt, a lot of people be hurt, but like you only be hurt to a certain extent until it turns into you being broken. And it's because like you don't want to walk away from the situation for whatever case it may be. Just like we was talking about, like it might be some type of what was you saying? Attachment?
What I said earlier, attachment issues.
Yeah, attachment issues, right?
Attachment and detachment.
Right. And I done been hurt. I done been hurt with attachment issues. Like so now I'm hurt that you're hurting me. I've acknowledged that you're hurting me, and instead of me moving away, walking away, I continue and take the hurt and hope that it will get better, and hope that you would not hurt me no more. And that turns into me being broken because now it's to the point like I've expressed to you, I'm hurt. You hurting me. You hurting me. You hurt me. And you keep going and you keep going. But instead of me being a bigger person and just wanting to walk away, you feel what I'm saying? I'm not. So now it turned from me being broke, and now I'm broke. And not only is it hard for me to detach from you, but it's toxic. And then it gets to the next level where I feel like you do detach, but you detach in a negative way.
Yeah.
So like now you detach almost like it's off of retaliation.
Yep.
So now it's like, okay, you broke me. I'm finna break you down. I'm finna
and you
make
know
you,
what that turns a person into. Like there are men and women who with the detachment. I'm gonna just kind of back up on that a little bit with the detachment and the attachment issues. That starts a lot of times in youth. You know, in your childhood when you have detachment or attachment issues with your parent or with your parents or with your grandparents or whoever. That will cause you to grow older. A lot of men, and I only say men specifically, but a lot of men, have detachment and attachment issues. So
most definitely.
Instead of when they are with a woman or when they are with somebody, instead of just saying, I do not want to do this no more, I don't want to be with you no more, they will still leave that door open while trying to open up something with somebody else or while fishing for other people in hopes of this person is going to feel this person's voice. So instead of just, what I'm trying to say is, instead of breaking it off with this person, letting that person go on their way, I'm going my way and I'm healing while I'm looking for other things. A lot of men, they will do the opposite. They'll keep the door open with this person, but they'll go and, start opening other doors with other people and other men or women, and they'll open other doors with other people.
You know why though? Men, I'm speaking for the men. Y'all men could correct me if I'm wrong. Men be scared to be alone.
Yeah,
a lot of, and I ain't gonna even time to take that
why
back.
though? As a man yourself, just you can speak for yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna speak for myself.
So why
would I be scared? I'm talking to past tense, you know what I'm saying? But I have been in situations before where I've put and poured so much into a relationship and I poured so much into something and it ain't work out how I wanted to work out. But I'm scared to be alone because it's almost like I'm scared to try to go to something else. Because what if I go to something else and it's even worse than what this is? So now I didn't left something that could have potentially got better. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was shitty, but it could potentially got better. Now I went to something else and now that's even worse. So now I want to go back to what I am. So instead of doing all of that, I'm gonna just go ahead and continue letting this phase out, and I'm gonna mess with the new shorty to see what she got to offer, see what she bringing to the table or whatever. I'm gonna tell y'all right now,
but that
shit don't work.
It sure don't. That's what I was telling you. That's detachment and that's attachment issue.
Yeah, it is an attachment issue, and it's like you bringing new. It's like you mixing. It's like mixing emotions. Now you mixing new emotions because now you still harping on the stuff you was going through with your current relationship or your current friendship or whatever the case may be, and to the point where no matter what with the new person, you're not going to give them your all, because now it's like, okay, I can't give you my all because I still got some of me is still with her or with my other significant other. So I can't give you my all. So that could possibly destroy something that could have been, or it could just possibly destroy what you had.
And that is how you break. That's how you break people. That's exactly how you break a person. So broken people break people. And that's where the cycle starts. Like you cannot, we cannot keep on using the excuses. Well, I did this because this happened to me, or I did this because we have to acknowledge, like I said, a lot of people, break people because they were broken, because they have attachment issues, because they have detachment issues built from when they were younger. And a lot of people try to hold on. They're so afraid of feeling that, because at the end of the day, if it started from when you were a kid, it never feels good to go back to and to know how it felt that first time that you ever felt abandoned, that first time that you ever felt left alone. That does not feel good, and people try to suppress that and try to forget about it, try to put it in the back of their mind, and become grown adults that don't want to ever feel that again.
You never get over it. And
get over it.
That's what mine started at. I had attachment issues with my parents that's kind of poured over into me being grown. So, and I'm still not over a lot of stuff. So like that's where it come from. Like I'm one of them people. I go hard for my significant other. I go hard for my friendships.
Just give a brief, like a really, really, like just give a brief example of why you feel like you went through the detachment issues when you were younger.
Well,
like an example.
I'm gonna be I get a little personal with y'all on the cast. Like I grew up in a family of 7. My siblings got taken into foster care. I got into trouble when I was younger, which landed me in the juvenile system, which kind of altered my life a little bit. And during that time, before all of that happened, I was used to having a mom and dad in the home. You know what I'm saying? I was used to my mom always being there. So when my mom wasn't, it kind of caused me to go into a depression because I couldn't understand.
One minute you literally are with your parent, and the next minute.
And I couldn't understand. So and as I got older, I did understand why stuff happened the way it happened. But that don't mean I never let it go. I never let it go. I'm gonna make sure I give everything I got for my
trying to fill that void,
right? For my relationship and my friendship, because I don't never want y'all to feel like that y'all don't have me. You know what I'm saying? It can be healthier sometimes, but sometimes it can be negative, especially if the person not on the same page as you on. If they're not on the same page as you on and they really don't care how you care, it's different. And if you think that people care equally in relationships and friendships, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? People definitely, it's definitely a balance between that. I mean, it's definitely like a positive and a negative balance between that, because somebody can care about somebody more than they care about you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of the people, I care super hard. Like, I really love and care hard. So therefore, if I'm not getting that, it's almost like I kind of revert back to the way, like, dang, like, well, I lost my family. My family got tore apart. And now it's like I go into defense mode, because now it's like, okay, I kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a fight or flight for me. I lost my family like this, you know what I'm saying? So I can't lose you like this. So now I'm going to do everything I got to do, even though you're hurting me, even though you're possibly breaking me down. I'm going to do everything I got to do, because I don't want to lose you, because I've lost before. And I don't like the feeling of losing. I don't like the feeling of losing someone that I really love and I really care about.
You're afraid of that abandonment, when in all actuality, it won't be abandonment if it's what's best for you, if what you have to do for you. It won't be abandonment if this is what's going to be, you know, the best for you. And that's what a lot of us suffer from. We are, you know, a lot of more people, you know, more people than we realize suffer from these abandonment issues, these detachment issues, these mommy issues, these daddy issues. Like, a lot of people, you know, suffer from this, and we just gotta, you know, learn how to identify them and deal with them.
Somebody just said on the live, they said it's hard to let go of bonds that you build with the person.
It is.
It's very hard.
It is.
And I definitely agree with that.
It is.
Because when you then built from, especially them long relationships, when you done built that shit from the ground up, you feel what I'm saying? Like, even with my brothers and sisters, with my family, like, we done been together, we done fought together, we done cried together, we done suffered together. So and that's why I'm so gun-ho on family, because when I know that we did all that together, and you betray me and you turn your back on me, I'd rather get shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, that's the hurt. And that's the same way it really hurt when it's in a relationship. Like, I done loved you. I done been there for everything that you threw at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done had your back when nobody had it. I done been in relationships where I have cared about somebody else's feelings more than I care about my own feelings. But I felt as if, like, I'm a man, so I got to make sure I got to pick us up and put us on our back. And coming and moving, like, getting older and then going in a relationship, I realized this is wrong, because now when you're not worrying about your own feelings, it's kind of like you kind of become like almost evil in a sense.
You become a monster. You become a whole different person.
Monster, because you're not worried about yourself no more. You don't care about nothing.
And like how she said, exactly how she said, you don't. It's hard letting go of those relationships that you built with a person. Every time that, and we got to learn how to. And this is, you know, another subject that we're gonna talk about. But social media and technology and, you know, society now having an influence on how we feel.
Right.
Every time, just because a person betrays you or just because a person hurts you does not mean that's the end of the relationship. And a lot of people not going to agree with me on that. They're not going to agree with me on that.
I agree with you on that.
And that's where that forgiveness, and that's where that reaching deep down and reflecting, because in order to forgive somebody, you have to be able to acknowledge what you've done to make that person act like that. But a lot of people not going to feel me on that. They're not going to be able to.
It's always two sides to the story.
Always. And if you are just solely looking at, this person did this to me, this person did that to me, this happened to me because of this, and you're not realizing, well, damn, I could have did this different, or I did do this to make this person did this. Like I said, this is in friendships and relationships. It's so much easier to be able to, sometimes it takes that betrayal, sometimes it takes that hurt, sometimes it takes that, you know, that being broken, sometimes it takes those hurdles to get over for you and a person to become strong. Friendship, parents, relationships, jobs, all of that. Sometimes it takes for that, you know what I'm saying, for those hurdles to happen, for you and a person to become stronger, or you and people to become stronger. But how, you know, can y'all come back from that if you are not acknowledging your part? And a lot of people are one-sided when it comes to betrayal. You did this to me, you this happened to me because of this, but they don't realize what they did to cause that to happen.
And I was just gonna say that, like, us as people, and it's almost come from knowing you and acknowledging the stuff that you did. us in relationships, friendships, even family, you got to acknowledge sometimes we do stuff that we don't know that really will push a person to the edge.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
I hate when people be saying like, oh, like it don't matter what it don't matter. You should have stayed solid throughout all of this.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, how could you expect somebody to stay solid to somebody that's not solid to them? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with them type of terms. If I'm constantly pushing somebody button, it's only a matter of time before they blow. And then when somebody blow, it's like, oh, you ain't have to blow up like that. Well, you never gave me another option to blow up any kind of other way because all you did was kept pushing me.
Yeah.
But a strong relationship, whether it come from family, relationships, and significant others, friendships, it's like when y'all both acknowledge where y'all went wrong at, and y'all come together and y'all fix that, and y'all like, okay, you kept pushing me. That's how I did this. Okay, I apologize. Or moving forward, let's try to do this that's different. Now, when that brokenness come into, we didn't came to this agreement. You hurt me. I did this and the third.
Now, what are you going to do to fix it?
What are you going to do to fix it? And then you do nothing to fix it, and you continue to do the same exact thing. That's personal. Yeah. That's where that brokenness come into. Because now it's like, damn, I done told you how I felt. We done came to agreements. We done came up with a plan to try to fix this, that, and the third. And you continue to do this to me. So it's not like you doing this to me personally.
I used to think that too, though, Rayshawn. I really did. I used to think that too. But I'm going to just tell you this. We got to stop thinking like that because my mother had to tell me this. Everybody doesn't think the same. This person is not in my mind. Right. You know, that person is not in this person's mind. That person is not in your mind. Everybody does not think the same. So that means that some people just don't know how to love. Some people just don't know how to be a certain way. Some people just don't know how to do, you know what I'm saying, certain things.
Some people don't know how to hurt.
If I'm telling you this, you can't expect somebody to just automatically change because if they knew how to do it from the get-go, they'd probably be doing it, right?
That's why you teach them.
You teach them, but when you're teaching, if you think about it, when you're in elementary school, when you're being taught, you don't get it on the first day. You don't get it on the second day. You don't get it on the first week. It takes time. So a lot of us got to practice more patience, you know, because you got a lot of people that say, couldn't be me. I would never be dealing with this, or I would never go through that, or my parents would have been cut off. A lot of people, you know, look at people's relationships with their parents or relationships with their significant other, with their friends. That could never be me. It could never be me.
A lot of people quick to give up.
Yeah, they are. You know, and that will have you. That's a very toxic trait to have. It is. It's very toxic because we all human. Everybody make mistakes. No, I'm not saying you should let nobody take advantage of you. No, I'm not saying that you should let somebody just prey on you. You should not let nobody just manipulate you, use you, abuse you. I'm not saying that. But you also have to consider what you've done on your part to make that person act this way. Now, if you are younger and your parent is this is just an example. If you are younger and your parent is just, you know, abusing you, or your parent is just doing this, not showing you love, and you are voicing this to your parent as you get older, and they don't want to hear that, that's a whole different thing. Right. That's a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? Come in. You gotta walk away from that. You have to deal with that. But if you are in a relationship with somebody and they just simply just don't know how to love, and they don't know how to love, you sometimes, like I said, you have to teach people how to treat you. You have to teach people how to love you. You got to treat, because if somebody came from a home where they didn't have love, how can you expect somebody to know how to love you? Right. How can we expect a lot of people, you know, instead of accepting people for what they are, and, you know, growing with people and loving people, you know, how they like. And I can't wait to get into love, because I really do want to get into love languages, but that's, to me, I feel like that's not this topic, so we'll talk about that. Yeah, that's a whole nother, but that goes into like love languages. You know what I'm saying? You can't love everybody the same way. Everybody requires a whole different type of love. Different. You know, might require a different love than I require, but that don't mean that we both don't need to be loved. Like, to sum up, you know, what you said, you being broken, coming back from being broken. I do feel like you can come back from being broken, but I just feel like you just never gonna be the same. You're never gonna be the same. Never gonna be the same.
And me personally, since I know that it's never gonna be the same, it's really hard for me to try to go forward in a relationship where I know I was broken in. I can go forward if I'm hurt. I can get over hurt. I can't get over broken. Yeah. Because when you broke me, that means you literally took everything that I've ever gave from you, and
I've forgiven you over and over and over and over.
So you kind of like tore me in half. Yep. You know, and that's why too. If I feel like I broke somebody, I'm not gonna expect you to be the same either. But also, y'all both have to acknowledge that, again, whether it be friendship, family, relationship, whatever, y'all both have to acknowledge moving forward. What y'all gonna do? And a lot of people, they don't do that. They don't bring it to the table. They don't bring that to the table. They just keep moving. Like, oh, you hurt me. Oh, I'm sorry. And they keep moving. No, the proper thing is, why did you hurt me? So I'm about to ask you this. As a female, if you walk me through the steps, what do you think the steps is from hurt all the way to broken that you should take in a positive way? So we can just kind of like give it to the people and let them, trying to kind of get them kind of like a little insight of what should it look like positively for somebody, because somebody out there may be getting hurt right now or maybe on the verge of being broken right now. What are some proper steps they can take to not get to the point where they can't come back from that?
So if you really want to know, I feel like a person who is breaking you, I honestly don't feel like I don't feel like it should be, you said what should be the in-between steps. I don't feel like you should wait as a female for somebody to break you to get to. So you think for that hurt, once you start hurting me, it's not one time that you just get hurt though. If you're dealing with somebody and you dealing with somebody for a long time or a certain amount of time or whatever case may be, they're not going to just hurt you one time. You're not going to hurt them just one time. Like us females, a man might hurt you by a man might hurt you by him cheating on you, but then you might hurt him by never giving him the same you ever again.
Yeah.
Never giving him the same you ever again. So if you decide to take that person back, or if you decide to deal with that person after they have hurt you, that's on you. But you as a female, this is just my advice. And like I said, we got different point of views. You're a man, I'm a woman. You should not get to the point where a man literally breaks you for you to say, you know what, now I'm gonna stand up, because we just said it. Once a person breaks you, it's hard to come back from that. Yeah, you're gonna come back from it, but you're gonna be a different person. I'm not gonna be the same person ever again. Why would you want somebody to break you to the point where you're not even the same person anymore? What if you the person that you want to be all your life, all this time until you met this person, and now they done broke you? Can't laugh no more. Yeah, you can be in a relationship with somebody, but you can't joke, because that triggers this, that triggers that. Sometimes men break us women so bad to the point where everything is a trigger. Every single thing. You go into the store, that's a trigger. You on the phone, that's a trigger. If I get in a relationship with somebody else now and then, some of us carry baggage into our next relationship,
which is wrong.
That does not, where these men don't deserve this, or this person doesn't deserve that, or this person doesn't deserve that, because of what somebody else did. That's when that's when you broke somebody. Like when you break somebody, it's almost like, okay, this the end. And a lot of times, it's sad to say, a lot of times men break women and the men are the ones who walk away. And what I mean by that is that, so you got a woman who had been cheated on for all these years. She done dealt with him. She stuck around 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And she don't have nothing else to give for him. She don't want to cook for him no more. She don't want to have sex with him no more. She don't want to go out with him and his friends no more. She always nagging. She don't never want to kiss him. She never want to get sexy for him. She never want to she never wants to do anything fun, but she just is there. She's just there because she can't imagine herself without him.
That detachment.
She can't imagine herself without him, but now he's fed up. Now he irritated that he always got to come home. He ain't got no food on the table. He irritated that she don't never want to have sex. He irritated that she don't never want to do nothing for the kids. He irritated because she don't never want to go out. And you know what he do? Instead of just saying, I don't want to do this with you, I can't do this, he cheats. He cheats, and she finds out. It causes more and more and more and more and more damage to the point where she's broken. She's completely broken. And guess what? A lot of men, they don't look at that like, I did this damage. I did this. I caused this. I'm the reason why she like this. Let me turn this around. They leave. You know how much damage that shit do to a person's mental, to a female, male, whoever. That shit, I done stuck around for this long and basically have completely torn my whole entire mental everything down for this person, for them to just leave.
Right.
That shit will really mess a person up mentally. So no, I do not feel like you should. There is no steps in between to where you should wait between hurt and broken.
All right, you should just acknowledge it when it start.
You should acknowledge it, but it's a certain level though. It's certain levels. Like
they over here talking about some breeding.
It's certain levels though. It's certain levels. I do not feel like you should wait until and just even from my experience, I've been through a lot with my fiance and I love him to death. And I have been through shit, but I don't. He has never. He's never broken me. He's never broken me. He's never broke me. He's hurt me to the core. Like he has. He's hurt me. I've hurt him. We've done shit, but he's never broke me to the point where I still love him like how I loved him when I met him.
You still got that, and I ain't gonna lie. a lot of people they don't know when they're broken either.
They don't.
They don't. You know what I'm saying? Right. You have to literally come. You have to acknowledge the difference. And I'm glad. I ain't gonna lie. When you hit me up and when I was driving here and you was telling me like, boom, let's talk about being hurt and broken. To let y'all know, this topic wasn't even planned.
Wasn't even supposed to be today.
We just came off the fly and was talking about this, but when you hit me up and it's like, yeah, hurt and broken, I ain't gonna lie, it really made me like think like, damn, like I never knew it was a difference between hurt and broken. But now that we sitting here talking about it, like it's definitely a big difference. Like and it's definitely just made me realize that a lot of people don't know when they're hurt or they're broken. They don't know the difference between when they hurt and broken. You have to acknowledge it right then and there, and that's why I encourage anybody, if you're in a relationship, or if you got a bad relationship with a family member, or if you're a friendship with somebody, first acknowledge in that relationship.
Are you hurt or are you broken?
Are you hurt or are you broken at that moment in your relationship with whoever it is? Acknowledge. Are you hurt or are you broken? Can you come back for this?
And acknowledge, what did I do? What part did I play? What part did I play? When I tell y'all, trust me, I'm speaking to y'all. I promise y'all. Like, this shit is sending chills through my body right now. I can't preach to y'all how much I was so one-sided for the longest. Like, you know what I'm saying? How could this person do this to me? How could they this? How could they that? I had to really self-reflect. What did I do to make this person do this to me? Friendships, relationships, just anything. Like, what did I do? If we acknowledge our part more and acknowledge what we did to cause, you know what I'm saying, what goes on in these situations where we feel betrayed or when somebody hurts us or where it'll be so much easier to deal with the issue. It'll be so much easier, like so much easier. We have to stop being so one-sided. Sometimes people hurt us intentionally. Do not get me wrong. Sometimes people do hurt intentionally. Them people, you don't get no pass. Let their ass know what it is and keep it moving. But when you are dealing with a good person, or when you dealing with good people in your life, your friends, your relationships,
and you know they good.
And you know they good people, when they have hurt you or they have, you know what I'm saying, done something to you, stop before approaching that person, before saying anything, and self-reflect. What could I have done? Even if you don't know right off the top, what did I do? What could I have done to possibly make this person do this to me? Sometimes you even got to ask the person.
I was just about to say
Sometimes
that.
you got to ask the person, what did I do? What did I do?
I was just about to say that.
And like I said, a lot of people not going to agree with me on that shit, but that's that toxic shit.
That's toxic.
That's that toxic shit. Learn,
and I ain't gonna
figure
lie,
out what you did.
Speaking for the men, and I agree with everything you just said wholeheartedly, because the one thing I can say about men is, and men, we definitely need to, this goes for men, honestly, what you said, a lot of men, we don't stop and think, what did we do to her to make her react like that? Yep. We go, but also, you know what I'm saying? Y'all women, y'all like to go tit for tat too. So we gonna put that out there.
But that's why I said that is true. That's why I said that's not the way though. That shit is not.
It become toxic. But us as men, we have to stop and realize what we did to make her feel the way that she feel, to make her to react the way she react. Because a lot of men, I ain't gonna lie, our favorite word be, man, she tripping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I'd have been in a situation like, oh man, she tripping. But you got to understand, what is she doing? What's making her do?
What did I do?
What did I do to make her her trip? It's always the action and it's always a reaction.
Yes.
You gotta acknowledge, what action did you take to make her react? Vice versa. You have to notice what action you take to make him react. And if you don't, it becomes toxic. Now it becomes a tit for tat. Now it becomes, oh, you acted, I reacted, I'm about to react to your reaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a never ending cycle, which both leads to you both just being broken and hurt and not being able to come back to it. Yep. You feel what I'm saying?
And causing hurt and you know, that brokenness to other people. And that's where, you know, us, in conclusion, that's where, in order to be able to do what you just said,
right, you got to bring that shit to the table.
that comes with healing though, healing and restoring. You know, a lot of people, and I'm gonna just say it briefly, a lot of people don't know the difference between healing and restoring. You got to heal before you restore anything. You have to heal first. You have to heal.
Well,
in order to address those issues and everything, you know, Ray just said, you have to be able to heal. And you have to, you know, be able to acknowledge and get over that, and restoring. In order to, you know, heal, that's where that restoring comes in at. Okay, boom, I done healed. This person has hurt me, so we gonna say hurt, heal, restore. You have to be able to say, this person hurt me.
And that's what I was looking for when I was asking you.
What are the so that those are not so much as. So I don't mean broken, heal, restore. I mean hurt, heal, restore. Because like I said, this analogy one more time. If you run in track, you can fall on the floor and scrape your knee. That just hurts you. But if you run in track and you fall and you break your whole knee or you tear your ACL, whatever you said, you're going to be out for a minute. You're going to be out for a minute. And it's like life is too short to be sitting around for a minute or sitting around all this time trying to wait on that broken leg to heal. We need to be cleaning this boo-boo up. Yeah, we need to be cleaning this scratch up and putting a Band-Aid over it.
Just said boo-boo,
and moving forward, boo-boo. You know I got a baby. You know I got a 4-year-old.
Nigga just said boo-boo. I almost had the shit.
You got to heal, though. You have to heal and you got to restore. You got to heal and you got to restore. So, like I said, this was a good topic. It helped me, even just talking about it. Some things that I said, I had to honestly look back and reflect.
I ain't gonna
myself.
lie too. We got a lot of feedback on this live though. This
really,
the most positive feedback we ever got on the live. They was in here like preach, y'all talking that shit.
Yeah, that's
for real though.
That's good, y'all. But in order to, like I said, if y'all don't remember nothing from our other podcasts, just please remember this. Like I said, hurt, heal, restore. Just remember that. You gotta hurt.
I'm gonna write that down.
Wait, no, let me take that back. I didn't mean to say you gotta hurt. You hurt.
No, that's the process.
You heal.
That's
the process. Hurt, heal, restore. Hurt, heal, restore. I'm gonna post that for y'all. We gonna put this on here. This topic comes with therapy sessions, anything like that. Not therapy sessions that we giving. Why you looking like that? You so ignorant.
I'm about to say, I can't.
No, I can't.
I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
No. On our first episode, we put the drop down for the therapy referrals and stuff like that. This goes with that. Every episode, we still gonna have the therapy, referrals. I said therapy sessions. You look like. No, the therapy, like as far as the therapy referrals, this still goes with that. If anybody out there is hurt or is broken, go seek therapy. Go talk to somebody. If you don't know how to deal with it, if you don't know how to address it, if you don't know how to go from hurting to heal, if you feel like you broken and you can't get to that next healing, you know what I'm saying? That next healing step. If you can't get to that restoring, if you can't get to that, go talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. And another thing I do want to say before, we wrap it up. Everybody is not worth restoring. Sometimes you hurt and you heal.
She is preaching. I don't know what got her to pastor minister Zah today, but shit. Shit.
Everybody is not worth restoring. Those steps, y'all, that hurt, heal, restore is for people that you feel like is worth that restoring. Everybody is not, so I don't want nobody to get it misconstrued. Everybody is not worth the restoring. Some people you gotta hurt and you just gotta heal from for you.
Move on.
For you. But if they're worth it, hurt, heal, restore. So
I'm getting a shirt with that put on it.
He's stupid.
Oh God.
That concludes our healing versus broken topic for a lot of people who didn't know the difference. I want
to hug you right now.
You can hug me. Come on. But yeah, so y'all can catch us next episode. We not gonna tell y'all. We never tell y'all.
Never tell y'all the next
what
time.
What we talking about? Yeah, but
I do look good on this cash.
You irritating, man.
I know this probably hurting a lot of y'all.
You so irritating. So irritating. So yeah, y'all can catch us next episode. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Table Talk 216.
Well, we bringing it to the table.
And we are leaving it at the table.
You hear me? Cut it.